Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today once again flying the Coolsky MD-80. And this was a flight I was supposed to do a bit earlier, or actually in place of my Just Flight BA E146 flight, but I had some issues with the flight plan, which are now fixed. Basically, you need to load a FS 04 flight plan and then it should work, or FS 09 as I think some call it. Why I don't know, but that's the name. Need to read up on that. But yeah, so we're gonna be flying with the one-time airline, which is or was a South African low-cost airline. I like the livery though, so that's really why I wanted to do this flight, and I've had a renewed interest in flying this old Coolsky one, just because it's such a fun thing with the Omega navigation, even though it's not the most in-depth one, right? But it stands out, right? No other aircraft with that. And yeah, so we're flying in terms of our flight plan. In order to actually get to the flight that we're doing, we're flying from King Fahlau to George. So we're flying from East London, South Africa, to George. And I guess East London is like the eastern tip of South Africa, while George is the central tip of South Africa. So not too long of a flight, quite similar to the one we did, the Bloemfontein to Port Elizabeth flight, but now kind of cross country instead of going south. So now we're going from east to west. But yeah, not too much else to say actually. We have now loaded into our aircraft. Let me just check. I think we want to do cold and dark, or I do prefer to do the cold and dark one. So if we do all systems off like that, we can get it all going by ourselves. Let me see, we need to have some ground ups, right? We need external. We need to open these air stairs. We need to make sure the power is on with these ones and this one, and then the main ones in front of us. As we can see, they're now powered on. Once again, for those who haven't seen me fly this before, this is an old add-on, hence the very old look. But the fun part is this Omega navigation system, and the fact that this is an MD-80 with the old kind of analog. This is really like, I think this is the MD-81, right? So in that way, kind of an interesting aircraft, and quite unique in the flight sim world. I know there's some freeware ones that adds to the default X-Plane one these kind of, let's say, old analog instruments, but yeah, I haven't found that one to be too good, at least not yet. But let's have a look at our flight plan, just make sure it's somewhat reasonable. We have 22,337 in fuel, block fuel. It's actually the MD-82 we are flying, so a bit of a difference, or the DC-982. This is the DC-981 we're flying. I managed to fix the zero fuel though, put it lower, so now we should be able to set that correctly in the sim. We have 84 passengers, so maybe we can set that up first. We'll do the flight setup. We'll sync the data. Let's see if we even have MD-81. I'm gonna doubt we have one, but maybe we have the 82. Now we have the 81. That's cool. We'll do the Concorde again, because why not? We have 84 packs. We can verify route. We're flying P3D, so that's correct. And let me just look that the recording is looking good as well, which it is. We'll do next. We'll do generic. Should work better than the South African. And while we wait for this, I'm gonna be prepared to start the boarding by requesting it over here. Let's also put in a call to prepare for boarding. I'll move this one down so you don't have to watch the Luke air tool. And passenger, what was that, 84, right? No, we don't need to attack the pushback. We're not going to even need to use it. I'm not sure if this GSX profile for this airport is truly correct. I would think it's the other way we would be standing, but I'm not going to comment on that. Might be that they turn around, right? Not sure what the how it works down here in these South African airports. Okay, we have external power, so let's connect that. We can also do the first anti-collision and position strobe. And yeah, what else? I think that's a good start. We can start boarding passengers as well. So we should get some ambient sound from the Luke air tool. Basically our next step right now, let's just see that this is all looking correct, which it is to just basically let me see if I can oh yeah, I need to use this hydraulic. I always forget to tweak these. Doesn't seem like they've made a difference though. But I think it's the auxiliary one, right? Shouldn't that be on? I think these can be on low though. But yeah, first step is to load our flight plan.
Passenger's bus is coming.
So let's try to focus on that. And it's not gonna be too much of a difference. It's just gonna be 4. Or let me clear this one. So 4004. We can enter. Now we have that. Departure is FAEL. So it's basically just changing that one. And arrival is FAGG. And I'm not joking, that is actually the arrival one. Let me see, FAGG, there we go. Enter. So now we have FAGG arrival, file as departure, and flight number as 4004. Good. This means we can initialize. We'll do enter. Let's see if we can get transmission. Plan received. We have a route, FAEL, ELV, SPOG, ITKIT. Let me see. GABGO, GRV. Yeah, these all look looks to be correct, so that's good. And we don't want to yet execute this. We want to wait a bit. In terms of the airplane itself, we want to go to flight center. We want to do dispatch and make sure we get this correct. So we should be a lower amount of packs, but we're going to go after 0 fuel to get this right. We want to be at 1,200. Oh, sorry, yeah, 102,000. So that should be pretty good. We can be a bit lower. In terms of fuel, we want to be down at 22,000. So let's see, it's probably gonna empty our... Well, almost, not really. We want to have a bit more like that. Fuel packs and cargo updated okay. So we have that now done. What else? We might want to make sure we set the right altimeter. 1012, so a bit of a lower one, but nothing crazy. Initial altitude 32,000 feet, so I guess that's gonna be a cruising altitude. It's not that long a flight, 282 nautical miles, so should be relatively quick, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Let me get the good. I think this should be a pretty good position to set this one. I'm gonna go plan. In terms of gross weight, we have 22, so 124 basically. terms of fuel, we have 22.3, but it's gonna give 22. Trip 282, right? So we insert that, we'll go down. Plan cruise altitude 32,000. I guess it's for step climbs, so we can add different. The wind component is gonna be 3.3. The temperature deviation at flight level is or dew point, right? So the dew point at the flight level. Let me see if we have that information. Would that be... let me see. Okay, I think that should be correct. I'm always wondering a bit about this last one. I haven't been able to find any settings for that. But oh well. We can do that. Sorry, we need to go back to takeoff. So for takeoff, okay, there's a bit different ones. Don't know if we can do the spoiler level. This is like a checklist. Quite interesting tool. Okay, let's get back here. Let's have a look on the outside. As you can see, the passengers are boarding now. We have about half of the passengers. Well, we have around 18 to board still on PAXIM. I'm gonna guess there's gonna be another bus. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get all of them. I do wonder if we even got the cargo ones to load up. But as we wait, we have some time. We can prepare everything else. The first thing to start off with is the speed card. We'll go with the 130,000. I don't think we can make this more. We'll do takeoff 11 just because it does feel like we gained speed a bit. It's a bit too high, the takeoff. Or maybe because we're much lower now than Bloemfontein. That was my last flight when I was trying to make this work. Sorry, wait. I don't know why I'm looking at this. I should be looking at. Wait, I can do Shift Zulu, and that should tell me altitude 450 feet. Maybe we can do takeoff 15. We can try that. So 132, 139. So we have that info.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard of this aircraft. If I could ask everyone to stow their
Let's see if we have a FAGG in our system, and we do have that in our system. We're going to be landing, we're taking off from runway 24, landing at 29. 29 has an ILS, which is very nice to see. So we could already prepare for that just to save ourselves some time. I do hope it's the same in the sim as it is in real life. I did get some updated data, so I could basically update, but yeah, I haven't done that yet, have I? 116, so I still have the problem. I can't put this one correct, so to 120. Hopefully we're not looking at a situation where we have to be very precise. Well, almost actually, to be honest. It's at 648. That's gonna put us on a bit of a maybe we can do it through this one. It doesn't seem to work either. Okay, we'll do 120 and just hope for the best. At least we have that set. And then we can also set our minimum for the landing. It's going to be a category 1 with a, let me see, why does it depend with 2.5% missed approach gradient? Okay, so depending on the gradient. I'm just gonna do the lowest one because I think we can do pretty so 848. Just because we can also do 848, right? We can't do the other ones. I haven't seen that before actually. There's so many things I need to look up. 848, that's the minimums. That makes sense. Let's see. We can also, we've soon boarded everyone, so we can start the APU. Need the start pumps for that. Not sure if it's actually a prerequisite with this aircraft, or with this simulated version of this aircraft, but let's see. Okay, we're getting the APU started now. We can try the fire test as well.
Fire left engine.
Just make sure it works.
Fire right engine.
Yeah, good, good, good. And let's, oh yeah, one thing we need to set up is of course our, let me see. We wanna fly McDonnell Douglas, and we wanna fly one-time airline, which has a very funny call sign, which is next time. Kind of find that a bit fun play on words, right? One time, next time. Okay, and I'm gonna show it to you guys so you can also see. I'm gonna import the flight plan from SimBrief. FAEL. There we go. We don't seem to have any departure or arrival SIDS, but we do have the ILS. We could do GRV. We are going from there, but I'm gonna ask them to give us the vectors for that, just to make sure we get it right. And we can close. I'm gonna activate the approach like I always do, just to make sure. Now let me see if the approach is, I don't want to be ping-ponging with this aircraft. So I'm quite interested. Yeah, much better. This looks much better. So we're gonna be getting some clearances. Cruise altitude. We need to change that to 32,000. We can validate and file. And what we'll thereafter do is connect to the sim. Now we just gotta wait. And hope it loads.
Arriving runway 11,
Very
departing
good.
runway
We got
29er.
the 80s.
Kingfillow Airport information, Quebec.
29.
1200 local winds are calm. Skies clear. Current temperature and altimeter not available.
Very close.
Arriving
So
runway
that's good.
11, departing runway 2.
Let's make sure we get the right frequency. I'm gonna expect it's the ground one. So 12265. We should be able to ask for clearance. I'm gonna move this one down now, since we have everything is set up somewhat properly. I hope at least. Next time 4003, ready to copy, IFR clearance.
Next time 4003
there you go.
is cleared to Foxtrot Alpha Golf Golf is filed. Expect departure runway 29er. Climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure. King Fallow approach on 120.1.
And in terms of squawk,
Squawk 6321.
Next time 4003 is cleared to Foxtrot Alpha Golf Golf is filed.
321.
Climb and maintain
I
6,000
need to put
feet.
that on, 'cause I'm
Expect
gonna
higher
forget to do that.
clearances 2 minutes after
Otherwise.
departure. King Fullo approach on 120.1.
and we should
Squawk
have the
6321.
APU ready now.
Next time
We can put the
4003 route
pumps
back correct
on.
altimeter 2988. Let
We
us
can
know when
arm
you're ready for
these.
pushback.
Put them on.
Altimeter 2988 next
Put
time
that off.
4003.
The windshield anti-fog. I think we can put that. I think we can put on the torpedo heat even. The emergency light should have been armed long time ago. Let me see. I forgot some steps. We should of course welcome everyone on board. We don't need the external one. Let's have a look on the outside. Looks pretty empty as of now, So that's pretty good. We don't need any pushback either. We can prepare these ones because I'm gonna forget that otherwise.
Taxi holding point.
Landing
Echo taxi
altitude.
runway 11, 180
What was
degrees,
that?
11 knots,
600
Greenwich
something, right?
1025. Time check 0841.
We'll do another one that says boarding
Report,
complete.
holding point. Echo.
Yeah, around 600. And in terms of the 2992, which we already have set. Good. Apart from that, I think we are pretty ready. I'm gonna say that they should close doors as well.
Cabin crew, please close doors. Thank you.
And then I'll close the doors.
6 people 0430. Startup approved.
So stairs
Runway 11.
and the doors
Report,
itself.
ready taxi.
And they are closing now. Good, looking good. A bit strong on the lights here, but that's something you can fix. I just haven't bothered doing it. Flight directors. We won't be using GSX. I'm just gonna reset position. Next time 4003. Ready for pushback.
Next time 4003 pushback approved.
And I'm gonna say ready for engine
Pushback
start as
approved.
well.
Next
So we
time
get that.
4003.
Ignition should be on. Next time 4003. Ready for engine start.
Next time 4003 engine start approved.
Engine start approved.
Okay, that
next
helps
time
a bit, yeah, having those
4003.
lights on. Especially because it's not the best details, right? So okay, engine start, approve, we can open those. Not much else to think about, so let's go.
Starting right engine.
And as we're starting that,
Hello everyone.
I'm also gonna do the
Captain and
safety
the entire crew would like to
briefing.
welcome you.
We're above
We
15.
now ask for your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features
Let's
of
have a
this
look when it
aircraft.
starts. Should be a bit of
40%.
smoke. Yeah, look at that. Let's wait for it to stabilize. We need to go down there and then we'll take off.
Charlie intersection. Confirm attention.
It now seems to have stabilized.
Starting
Start
left
the left
engine.
one. Let's see, yeah, we don't have the left one started yet. The N2 value is above 15. So let's have a look if that one starts properly. It's not the best effects, right? But it's still something, right? Looks a bit cool. Can appreciate the old schoolness of that. We can also set this one flap 15. I think the CG is usually the same, but now I got a bit questioning. Let me see the dispatch. CG 11.4. Stab 7.4. Okay, so they want us to put in a relatively high stabilizer trim. I think that should do it. We have the engine started, so that's good news. We can put on the bleeds. The ram air, which should only be on the ground, but I always forget that one. Didn't even have APU air on. That's very interesting. Well, okay. Guess it didn't have any effect in practice. We'll shut the buses, as well as the APU itself. The Mach trim. Then it's just parking brake and rudder travel. Our system seems to be working. Oh wait, we don't want to switch these actually, or do we?
Pushback and startup is approved, facing west for taxiway Charlie, runway 11 in use, wind 150 degrees, 0 knots.
Yeah, look at how much it increased, that's interesting. I'm not gonna tweak with these. I'm too rookie for that. We don't need these pneumatic levers. We can put this to the right position.
We wish you all an
We
enjoyable
do
flight.
have the weather radar, which I don't think is working, but we do have it. We have the right fuel. Crossway does appear a bit low. Quite a bit low. We should be at 100 and 24 something, right? Let me see. Still some ways to go.
Correct. Skulk
100.
3411. Now report for taxi.
Now I'm not even sure what's going on. If zero fuel is that, then that's we have. Oh, now it's at 142. Are we looking at the wrong? Let me see. Flight
Correct.
center.
Skulk 3411. Now report for taxi.
One for the squawk, report for taxi from the 935 touch.
Is this in kilos? Or is this in... Let me have a look. Fuel on board, gross weight 114 pounds. I have no clue anymore. I'm just gonna leave as is. But okay, we're kind of ready. I'm gonna ask for taxi clearance. Next time 4003, ready to taxi.
Next time 4003 runway 29er. Taxi via Alpha. Hold short
Nose
runway
flight.
06 1129er.
Runway 29er, taxi via Alpha, hold short runways 06, 11, 29er next time 4003.
Good, good, good. We don't need that one. Start pumps off. Good. We can execute that. And I'm gonna press nav. It does look correct. I'm also gonna do an altitude select. And already, let's see if I can put in a nice... Okay, that's it going. I'm gonna, let me see it, push up those.
Flat. Takeoff position. 11.
Air France 935 clearance at
Flaps
level 300
15.
and to
It says
Keenan.
flaps 15, but it's that's very interesting.
6,000 feet on runway heading left turn.
Okay, we're on takeoff. Fuel used reset. No, we don't need to do that. Okay, let's add a bit more thrust so we can get going. Should be a relatively short taxiway. So just to the right here.
Next time 4003 cross runway 06.
Cleared to
Cross
cross runway
runway.
06 next time 4003.
How does it want us to... That makes no sense.
935 correct. Report ready.
That's super frustrating. It wants us to taxi the other side and then basically taxi down. I'm just gonna say that we're clear for takeoff. Let's see if it works. Next time 4003, ready for takeoff.
Next time 4003 contact King Fallow Tower on 118.3.
Tower
break a
on
bit.
118.3 next time 4003.
Okay, we'll do the ready for takeoff or prepare for takeoff. So we have that. Anything else we need to do? We need to put on the lights. There we go. It looks really good with the new with the PBR actually, this Coolsky one. I'm very pleased. This one has been the best one thus far. But I guess the basic one looked so dull without it. Next time 4003, we're ready for takeoff.
Next time 4003
Yeah, we got takeoff clearance, that's good.
Runway 29er cleared for takeoff, squawk 6321, maintain runway heading until above 1,400
Do we have any
feet,
other
then
aircraft?
proceed on course.
Doesn't
Runway 29er
look
cleared
like
for
it.
takeoff, squawking 6321, maintain runway heading until above 1,400 feet, then proceed on course.
Yeah,
Next time
no.
4003.
No aircrafts, interestingly enough. Guess there's not that much traffic. Okay, we got the clearance, so that's good. Let me line up. It's not the longest runway. So let's keep the brakes in. Okay, let's see. We're pushing these up. We should actually do that one right. The EPR limitation. That seems very low though. We're just gonna go full. I don't wanna end up with us crashing out. It's definitely a short runway. Okay. 80 knots,
80
airspeed
knots.
is live. Can we make this? This is gonna be one of those Russian takeoffs.
B1. Rotate.
Rotate.
B2.
Ah, we did it. We have a positive rate of climb.
Positive rate of climb. Gear up. B2 plus 10.
V2
Gear
plus
up
10.
and locked.
Okay, gear is up.
Flaps 11.
You can go flaps 11.
Next time 4003, climb and maintain flight level 1 to 0, contacting follow approach on 1 to 0.1.
Climb and maintain flight level 120, approach on 120.1, next time
Flaps up.
4003.
Take on position.
Okay, flaps up.
Approach next time 4003, climbing to flight level 120.
Next
Then our
time
flights are off.
4003, good morning.
Looks pretty good here. For a really nice area to be flying in. We're flying very slow though. I do find this one very hard to
Stabilizer motion.
take off with, or not take off, but to kind of get speed up, but maybe that makes sense. Let's go to speed, select the 250, maybe that one will better handle this. It's looking good otherwise, it does handle pretty well. The trimming is also one of the things I don't really like with it, it's a bit clunky. Let's see though.
1,000 to go.
I'm gonna try the autopilot, see how it works. We can go back to normal.
Next time 4003, climb and maintain flight level 180, contact Cape Town Control east on 124.7.
Climb and maintain
Okay, we're
flight
gonna
level
be getting
180,
clearances up to
control
our
on 124.7, next time 4003.
altitude, so I'm gonna put that in. I'm also gonna put in a
Control
climbing
next time 4003, climbing
speed
to flight
that
level
should,
180.
or yeah, climbing rate that
Next
should
time
work.
4003, good morning.
We're now going for SPOG, so that's good. And it does seem to work, so the yeah, it's really the Microsoft 2004 flight plans you need for this one, and then it will work. This one should be off right. We're soon above 10,000. Let me see if I can increase maybe a tiny bit. We're not the fastest climber. We now have around 282 nautical miles left. I guess that's in kind of rough distance. Let's see. Is there anything that's giving us... It's raining a bit outside, but there's no drag or anything, right? We're soon at 10,000. I'm gonna take those landing lights off. The weather looks pretty good, so that's nice to see. In terms of other things to fix, I don't think that one's going to do anything. I think that's if you're doing the EPR limitation one. We can check these, the buses look good. Still climbing and still on track. So that's good, very good news. If we change to this, let me see, we can see how much is left. 33 nautical miles. Yeah, we can turn off the seatbelt sign. Hey, let's see, we're gonna go with a bit higher of a speed. I think 280 should go, it's a pretty good one. Let's try to climb a bit faster. Pretty nice weather, some layers. Mainly just cumulus clouds with I guess some of these what are they called? Not stratus. Or I guess it is, maybe it's nimbo, I'm not sure this would classify as nimbostratus, maybe altostratus? Yeah, or altocumulus. But they were rainmaker clouds, so maybe they should be nimbostratus in that case, because it's definitely not the cumulo nimbus. Yeah. But oh well. If you wanna learn what cloud types, just Google it and you'll find these nice examples. These ones are easy to recognize. Cumulus as well, I would say. Find it harder with these one where it's a bit hard to decide. Don't think I've seen zero stratus before. I've definitely seen cirrus and zero cumulus. But yeah. Okay, let's see. We're maintaining pretty good.
Climb and maintain flight level 240.
240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240 next time 4003.
This is really like the green part of South Africa. Looks very, very nice. Let's see if we can get a good picture of this aircraft whilst climbing. That's always a nice time to take a picture for the banner. Can we climb even more? I guess theoretically you want to reach as fast as possible to the top. I've already lost quite a bit. It's quite a fuel burner, this one. Let me check what we should be at SPOG. At SPOG they want us to be at 18.7, so it's not totally unrealistic what we have now, but I do think we have a slightly higher burn. Could be that this one has older engines than the MD-82, which is the profile, or which is what the profile is built on. Okay, now we're actually losing, so it's time for us to climb a bit slower. And let's see, we're soon gonna clear the cloud tops. And we have everything kind of set. We have that, we have the nav, we have the minimum set. So the question is now to just continue, see how long we have left. Saying it's around 40 minutes. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a bit faster once we get a bit higher. We're gonna actually fly right past
Next time
Port Elizabeth.
4003 climb and maintain flight level 320.
320, we got
Climb
that.
and maintain flight level 320 next time 4003.
Let's actually stop climbing too fast. We can get some more speed that way. Or should be able to. Let's see. Looks like we're losing speed rather than gaining. Let's climb a bit slower. To not push the aircraft to its limits. Looking pretty good here. Now let's see. And we're still following, let's see, after FAGG. Should just be continuing straight. It's pretty boring flight plan in that sense to try out the Omega navigation, just because it's, as long as it runs straight. Seeing though a bit of a, just a tiny bit, but a bit of a discrepancy. We should be going more to the right. So I am a bit wary of that. And we're almost at 18.7, which we should be at FAGG. Speed is looking good. We're now seeing the Mach numbers climb quite fast. The ETA has now dropped with 6 minutes. We're down at 37, 36 minutes. Because it's, yeah, we're going much faster, right? Higher altitudes. Now we're turning a tiny bit. So let's see how this will play out. Anything else we need to keep in mind? I don't think so. It's looking relatively good. The Mach is rising, albeit a bit slower than I would have thought. We can decrease a bit our ascent rate, our climb rate. Let me see, what viewpoints do we have on this one? Quite basic. The only thing we have to check now is that we won't be overspeeding. Always a real risk of that once you start getting up into this higher. It's actually very interesting also if you do the anti-ice. Might have shown this on the latest video, right? But I think you should notice a drop in the, yeah, you can see the pneumatic, right? So we do lose a bit of thrust. I think there was a good video from Mentor Pilot about that, right? So you have to be a bit wary on how high you could climb with this aircraft at certain moments. Okay, we can climb a bit less again. Let's see if we can get up without being too fast. Now we have 30 minutes ETA, so still increasing that Mach, which is gonna decrease the ETA. We're just gonna make sure we're not over speeding. That's the only risk we have. We should actually have the Mach select. It's now at 0.79. So a bit wary how close that will come to overspeeding. Okay, this should be okay. Perfect. I will now leave for a bit, about 10 minutes I think, and then I'll be back to do the landing. I think we're gonna be off course for most of this, unfortunately, because I'm wondering, because now we have nav capture, and we're going to ITKIT.
Next time 400.
That's why
turn right to
I
heading 310.
yeah, okay.
Heading
I
310 next time
didn't do what I should have
4003.
done and checked that the waypoints were correct, right? We are flying correct. It's the waypoints here that are wrong.
902, good afternoon, sir. Maintain 3620. Report estimated.
We're eventually gonna get right. Hopefully that complaints won't be too much from the air traffic control, but let's see. And I'll be back in a jiffy.
Estimate Delta 6. Copy. Report scout.
Turkish 60 minus 60 climb flight level 360, 360 flight plan route, airport line 05, contact radar 1257, nice flight.
Level 360 and 147, Turkish 60 minus 6 seconds. Heading climbing flight level 360.
Flight level 360, flight center.
Flight level 360, flight level 360. Corsair 773, land level 350, flight control, go ahead, your estimate, looking please. Code 950, maintain flight level 380, report touching mark. Good evening, Air France 935 Charlie, hold your pump.
Five Romeo, my good gentleman, good morning. Go ahead.
From Antananarivo, time 06, correction 0529, our plan is flight level 105, we estimate position of that time 0629, and launch time should be at time 0649 as Mazanga.
Traffic 5 Hotel November, we have no reported traffic at level 105, report climbing 60 nautical miles per hour.
Port purchase 60 miles on 5 over Romeo, time is
Next time 4003, expect the ILS approach to runway 29er at George Airport, maintain flight level 320.
Expect the ILS approach to runway 29er, maintain flight level 320 next time 4003.
maintain 340, contact us on 120. If we don't have contact for the moment, try again at microbus, flight level 340. Alpha Echo Kilo, contact Tibetan Tower 120.
Okay, the captain is back. We are still at 32,000. Looking good. We have about approximately 20 minutes left. We're still flying very far from what we're supposed to be flying, which does get me a bit thinking, are we even gonna reach Gabgo? Seems to be a bit of discrepancy here. But let's see, it looks like we're getting closer, so let's see. In terms of how it looks outside, well, very cloudy. It's gonna be a bit of a let's say difficult landing. I wouldn't say difficult, but we gotta be observant, right? Because we do have some. So let me see, we don't have stars and approach. Do we have any radar terrain clearance chart? That's what I want. So look at this. We do have so like the mountains on the sides, so we gotta be careful when we're descending, right?
Next time 4003,
That's
you are
something
off course.
to
Turn
keep
right
in
to
mind.
heading 305 to return to course.
Heading 305 next time 4003.
Let me see if we can turn to 305. I'm gonna just play along for a while. And mainly just to get us
6742, star on present heading, descend flight level.
I guess this will get us back on course eventually.
Next time 4003 descend
we got
and
the
maintain
descent.
flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240 next time
240.
4003.
We can put that in. And we can go to the speed select. I'm gonna put in 2000. That's quite a normal descent. Can we descend? Why can't we change? Let me see, maybe it's this one playing. Oh, that will do. It's not perfect, right? But it's better than nothing. Okay, we are descending. So that's good. We can do the prepare for landing at some point, right? Once we get a bit further down. We can also prepare this one. I don't think we're supposed to be able to arm it already, but we'll arm it. I think it should be, at least based on the Mad Dog, I think it's tied when you have the gears down, but yeah, let's see. One other thing to check is the transition altitude. Is it 10,000? 8,000. That's good to me. Cautious of. We should be pretty fine. Let me see where they want us to. They want us to be at 5,500 and 2,500. Okay, should be fine. But yeah, we really gotta be careful with the terrain clearance. I'm actually gonna open a separate just for that fact, actually, just to make sure that we are, or a separate browser just to make sure that we are not going too low, somewhere where we shouldn't be going too low, because that usually ends up going badly, for me at least. Yeah, we're slowing down quite a bit now. Let's see what the effect on the time of arrival is. So now it's 17 minutes, quite a bit higher. Let's have a look on the outside. Some pretty good looking mountain ranges here. Or hills. I don't know what the classification would be, but I guess mountains, at least from a Swedish perspective.
Alpha Tango radar, then 8,300 feet on QNH 1027.
Okay, let's see. We don't have the altitude set. I don't think we have gotten any further.
Next time 4003 descend and maintain flight level 160.
160.
Descend and maintain flight level 160 next time 4003.
We can continue descending. There isn't much to see though. I mean, when you're flying after a certain point, specifically if you have this overcast, right? It's basically just clouds. It's one of the reasons I'm thinking about getting Microsoft Flight Sim 24, just because I guess it's more precise outside, even with the overcast. But I've still been holding off that just because I really don't need a third sim. No, sorry, a fourth sim, right? I did one FSX video, right? So I'm probably gonna do more. I still want to get that level D767 at some point, just because I totally missed that.
Estimate, position Keenan, boundary 1428. 1428, copy. Report, continue to CPDL, sir. Have a nice flight. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Thank you, Airline.
Let me see. Anything else? No, nothing. Just checking some forums for some interesting information, but nothing I could find. We're coming in from the right. The interesting part, I realized that if you really want something to show, and look at this weather radar does seem to work somewhat, but I guess technically you could have, you know, switch this, because this is a 2D weather radar, so just put in like the GTN or something, mainly to kind of visualize if you're following the flight plan, but then of course you're losing the kind of nice thing with flying these whole ones, right, that you don't get it visualized. But of course, in cases it's just, you know, me flying now, I would be like, why are they telling me I'm not on the right path? That would of course be a bit problematic, to put it lightly. Yeah, let's see, we're still descending, still looking good. ETA of 14 minutes, which is fine. We're coming up on 18,000 feet. Let's have a look at the weather. Yeah, it's standard, we don't need to change. We don't really need the central pumps. We didn't get any warning here on the... That was interesting.
Next time
I mean, this is an old add-on, right? Let's keep that in mind.
Resume navigation next time 4003.
Resume navigation. And actually I'm a bit interested in seeing what happens if I do resume navigation at this point.
Next time 4003, descend and maintain flight level 080.
Descend and maintain flight level 080 next time 4003.
080, that makes sense. We'll continue descending. Once we reach around 12,000, I'm going to change the speed, because we don't want to overspeed. Once we get lower, we have about 73 nautical miles to go. Technically we could now already start to tell the crew to prepare for landing. Anything else we need to do in our one-time airline MD-81? I don't think they had MD-81s though. Let me see. They had MD-82s. Funny part was I was though one time Airline MD-80 cockpit. I think I was googling some of their cockpits and the problem is that it's just a big difference of what cockpits. So yeah, unfortunately, I think I probably didn't get them. I don't know why I had a memory that I have seen. One of the one times having this all set up. But here we have one that's the Austrian Airlines. So this one seems to have some sort of all different setup. Anyone else? It's a bit of a mix, right? Some are the AF with the like nice displays, and some are with the. This seems to be the older display type. This is also a mix, right? This is not the Omega. I wonder how it looks in real life. Let's see, MD-80 Omega navigation. I want to see if there's a picture of one of these aircraft with this Omega navigation. 'Cause I don't think I've seen it in actuality, right? But this looks like a real Omega navigation. But this has the new ones. Such a tricky. Oh, now look at that. We need to slow down. We'll do 239. And I'm also gonna hold off our descent quite a bit in order to hopefully slow down enough. We could use the speed brakes, but they're crazy effective on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now descending and preparing to land. Please ensure that your cabin is safe.
good afternoon,
Make sure
smoking
all
5220.
seats are in the proper position and your table trays are folded. Toilets are now
Cloud of flightable 190.
Okay, we are should be fine on the speed at least. That's good news. We can continue descending. Still very surprised. Was it called something else? The Omega navigation? Let me see. MD-80 AHARS. No. Yeah, just me trying to find some interesting kind of information on. There's really not that much. I'm gonna assume it's not because it's or I'm gonna assume it's because it's not the most popular one. Let's put the landing 1000 to go. Yeah, let's have a look actually. We are at 8,500. So we are coming in the north. No, we're not coming in the north that way, so that should be fine. We're almost at the tip though. 1,000 to go. That you don't want to hear that at 8,000 feet.
Altimeter 29991 descend and maintain 6,000 feet.
6,000 feet?
Altimeter 29991 descend and maintain 6,000 feet next time.
Yeah, look at that.
4003.
Yeah, look at that. Okay, and let me see. Okay, so they said altimeter 29991. Has there been a change, or is that just because it differs a bit here? Probably differs a bit here. 6,000 feet, we'll put that in. And we'll descend slowly. Looks pretty nice
Next time
here.
4003 descend and maintain 5,400 feet.
Oh,
Descend
they
and
really want
maintain
us to descend.
5,400 feet next time
If
4003.
ATC says it's fine, it's probably fine. We can descend. I shouldn't be too stressed about it. I mean, what you can't see can't hurt you. I mean, logically though, we really can't see the hills, right? But I'm certain we are just on top of them. It should be fine. Let me see, the clearance is 6,500. Are they clearing us a bit too low? Or maybe we'll be quite on the what's it called? On the approach. So they're gonna vector us in. So let's see. Let's hope we don't need to descend further than this. Or at least not yet. Bless myself. Look at that. Now we have the nav kicking in. That's good news. And I'm gonna do another thing. I'm gonna double check that we are getting the right information at this airport. 109, 1010, 292. Which one are we landing at? We're landing at 29, right? Why do I have totally different cores? What did I look at? 106, 296. My god. Yeah, I must have been looking at the wrong. Yeah, 29. So let's do 29. It's 292 in the sim. We're still descending. 1,000 to go. Didn't like the sound of that either. Let's see if we can descend. 5,400 is what we got. Do we have a terrain one on this? Would be helpful now.
4003, you are 21 nautical miles east of the airport. Altimeter 299er1 descend and maintain 2,500 feet cleared direct CI-29 then cleared for the ILS approach to runway 29er at George Airport. Contact George approach on 128.2.
Altimeter 299er1 descend and maintain 2,500 feet cleared direct CI-29 then cleared for the ILS approach to runway 29er at George Airport. Approach on 128.2 next time 4003.
Let me see, we have the ILS now.
Approach next time 4003 descending to 2,500 feet.
Next time 4003, good morning.
2,500 feet. Thank God we turned there and we got the... I would have been... If I started descending I would have hit the top of those mountains just like that, like bam. Let's slow down as well. So we want to get below the weather. And I increase the descent rate quite a bit. Interesting though, we didn't get any... I mean, we can find from here, right? But I would have thought they would have given us a heading to follow on the approach. But okay, could have been worse. I'm gonna... Let me see if we have any flaps. Gonna look at the speed card for the landing maneuvering. We're probably still gonna be quite heavy. We've lost around 6,000. We'll land with 40. So extend. So we should actually be gonna add a bit of bit of. I'm gonna put this to 2000. I think we can descend that low. Let's see, we're slowing down, albeit very slowly. I think we can disconnect the auto throttles. Let's control that ourselves. And let's just hope we can get on the ILS. Okay, landing gear. I'm gonna put this
Slats.
to
Take off
slats.
position.
Now let's see. I think we're finding the runway. So that's good. Let's see. Glide slope, localizer. Are we following that? It does look like we are. Gonna drop the gears.
Next time 4003
Get
Altimeter
that done.
2991
That's
at
already
George
set up.
Airport. Contact George Tower on 118.9.
Altimeter 299 tower on 118.9, next time 4003.
We are on our final.
Flaps 50.
Flaps 15.
Tower next time
not 50.
4003 inbound for ILS approach runway 29.
We're a bit high.
Next time 4003, good morning. Continue ILS to runway 29er call when established on final.
Continue ILS runway 29er will call when established on
Okay,
final next
we
time
can see the
4003.
Flaps 40.
Gonna add the flaps and a bit of thrust. Let's see how this will work. New time. God.
Next time 4003, this is George Tower on 118.9er, go ahead.
Next time 4003. Established on final. That was the one. God damn it. Next time 4003. Established on final.
Next time 4003, winds are calm.
Okay.
Clear to land runway 29er.
Clear to land runway 29er next time 4003.
Yeah, it's good, it's good. Continue. Gonna add a bit of thrust. Just need to make sure we're following. Pretty good though. Now it really went quite nicely with the ILS as well. So that's very nice to see. We're on full flaps. Let's see. Gonna trim it up a bit. I usually find it lands a bit easier that way if you wanna get down with the back end first. Let's make sure we don't get too low. And I'm gonna pull back 300 feet.
200 feet.
200 feet. My
100
minimum's
feet.
already 100 feet.
50. 40. 30. 20.
That is
10.
gonna be a bit of a long landing. Not my best landing with this airplane. Okay. We made it. Goddamn. We did it. Just in time.
Flaps up. And take off position.
Take off position? I don't think we want to go with that, but okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Number 1, confirm.
Next time 4003. Ready to taxi.
Next time 4003, contact Alpha Oscar ground on 122.65
But we did it.
for
We
taxi
got down. We
Ground
survived.
on 122.65 for taxi. Next time
Let's get the
4003.
APU running again. And we'll just taxi a bit, have a look at the airport. So yeah, as with South Africa, it's the Matthias photoreal. But then we have the very nice Simmersholm airports. Okay. Anything else we need to do now? I guess technically we should. That does seem to be off though. But yeah, pretty nice. It does handle pretty well, this aircraft. I mean, it's nothing, no match against the Mad Dog, but it's, like I always say, I really like the kind of analog setup. It's the only one in the game, plus the kind of Omega, very unique kind of time in history. So I will continue to fly this one from time to time at least. And now I've done, I guess, 3 flights, right? Because I did 1 flight to just make sure I get the flight plan working somewhat, at least, with the Flight Simulator 04 flight plans. We can shut the flight directors, no need to have those. Anything else? No, that should be fine. We can put the APU bus on. Guess we can shut the ram air and the engine leads. We're taxiing quite quickly now, but it's mainly just to get, look at that aircraft being there on its own. We do have some traffic, but we have so little traffic down here in South Africa. Actually, I mean, I know I'm not flying the most, the biggest airports, right? But you would still expect some traffic, right? Let's see, A5. Let's see if we get this one right. Yeah, this one seems to be turned in the right direction, so that's good. Okay, so let's just go over there, shut our engines. Yeah, not the most beautiful airport, but it's pretty good for freeware. Let's see, we need some more speed, it looks like. I don't know why the friction kind of changed. Okay. Getting quite hard to get rolling. This will do. I'm not gonna push it anymore. So shutting both engines. Happy days. We'll shut pilot to ADC. We'll shut the air tool or pack sim. Don't really care about the results anyway. We can shut that. Then we'll have a look at the replay. Let me get it open. 360 should be good enough.
1,000 feet.
So yeah, as you can see, pretty good. It has a very nice. It's autogen, kind of. I think that's the main thing with the Matthias. He has a really good autogen for freeware. Like when I'm in my own ortho, the autogen is not close to good. This good. Oh, sorry about that. Trying to shut down some of these tabs that I have open. But yeah, so the approach was, and I'm now seeing the problem. I should of course have thought about wind direction. It's a bit hard because you don't really know if you don't have something that's telling you the wind direction. At least in this seems, I don't feel it in any way that okay, we have wind coming from the left and that's having an effect. For me this just felt like I'm flying straight, even though I mean logically I wasn't. So I should have kicked in some right rudder and tried to crab. But yeah,
feet.
You don't always get them right.
200 feet.
So let's see. So we're coming in quite a steep angle. We're probably gonna hit with the nose gear.
50.
But let's see how the landing went. Okay, we're getting the nose up.
20.
Down, trying to force it down.
10.
Okay, we got the back ones first, but just so slightly. And look at that. Oof, we almost hit the right wingtip. Yeah, it's a tricky one to land, this one. I'll say that's an okay landing for being the MD-80, but or MD-81, but yeah, definitely not one of my proudest landings. But yeah, I also have this time one actually with the Mad Dog, so I might be flying it a bit more, of course in a more modern navigation then. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, or have any wish for what aircraft I should fly from P3D or explain next, do let me know down below, or even FSX for that matter. But yeah, until next time, bye bye.